Good morning, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. It's Wednesday, October 30th, and I'm basically messaging you today to tell you that this flagging pattern on the SPY has me very concerned that the breakdown that I was expecting to happen today and tomorrow, meaning we would be setting up a top right here, we are really moving into broad extended flagging. And I perceive a real solid breakdown event across these highs, pretty much right across this area, to present a breakdown of the flag. Let me try to highlight these, get these colors drawn properly. See which color did I use. That looks about right. So you can see here we've got this flagging formation, right? This excess phase peak setting up here, setting up a peak, a number one, setting up a pullback into a flag, number two. That's our pullback here into a flag. Our breakdown would be a number three, attempting to break down to some new lower level, which would represent the pausing flag pattern, which would be this breakdown of the flag. Must get below this level, so I'll put it here. And then number four would be the consolidation. So we're looking very close to a breakdown event. Let me go ahead and highlight this. And I want to highlight some other things here. So here's the most recent high. Set this up as a red level. Two, we obviously have this most recent low down here, which is our breakaway low. Set that up as a light green and get rid of this. You can see it more clearly. And we have this upper level here, which is our upper breakaway level, which is really going to come, well, we'll go off of this rejection area here. And I'll make that in dark red. Okay, so I've mapped out the pattern. We're in this flagging formation and we're looking very weak. I mean, this is a 30-minute chart. You can see here that I think we're going to move not into the rally phase here. I'm kind of stepping out of my shell a little bit, let's say, indicating that this flagging pre-election is going to prompt some sort of a breakdown move. I will get rid of this, which I predicted earlier, and I will get rid of this, thinking that we were still going to get that breakaway move. It looks more like we're going to get that apex volatility over the next hour or so, couple of hours. Let's say let's see, it is, what time is it here? It's 8 o'clock. So 8, 9, 10. That'd be about 2 o'clock Eastern time, maybe 3 o'clock Eastern time. By the end of the day, we get this volatility. And then I think we're going to start to roll strongly downward. And I think that's going to be the move into the end of the year. Now, one of the reasons I believe this is the case is look at gold and silver. Okay, gold rallied up to the 2,800 level. We got it. We hit that level. Beautiful. I expected it to go a lot further, but look at this move here with silver. Okay, this is a breakdown move in silver. You can see I highlighted this just the other day. The rally phase up, the pullback, the flagging, and change these to blue. And look at this. We're now in that breakdown phase. We're now in that breakdown phase in silver. And as I mentioned this morning, I think silver could maybe be the leader in this move to try to get to some consensus in the market ahead of the election. I mean, sounds kind of funny, silver being the leader, but in this case, it's showing a very clear pattern. And this makes a very clean representation for again, wanting to pay attention to, multiple symbols to try to see what's going on. We don't have that move yet here in gold. In fact, gold, if we get this big breakdown, gold may move more into a big move here and consolidation into this election. So when we come back over here and let's try to get this into shape. So here we have a pullback, a flag, breakout, consolidation, rally to a peak. So I'm going to draw these for you so you can see them. We really have, a rally, a pause, a flag that broke out, continuation of an uptrend. A rally, a peak, a pause, a flag that broke out, continuation of an uptrend. A rally, a peak, a flag that broke out, again, continuation uptrend. A rally, a pullback, a flag that broke out, continuation of an uptrend. But at the same point in time, we get this pullback, sell off, pullback, flag. Try to draw these in a different color for you. And we then get the move up to consolidation right across here. Sorry, that's supposed to be a horizontal line. Here's our consolidation. And here's our rally up to an ultimate high. So now, where are we looking at this, guys? We're at the end. We've hit the ultimate high. We've rolled down. We're moving into this consolidation. Are we at a flagging pattern yet? No, I don't see a broad flagging pattern. I don't see move here through consolidation rally, move here through consolidation rally. I see the potential here um, of potentially a move in gold, and I'll do this a little separate. I see this as potentially a move in gold coming up, rolling down, moving into a broad correction before the election, maybe back down in this 2760, 2770 area, and then beginning to flag out. So I think we're looking at a really a broad pattern here. And I think that gold is already starting to make the move downward, which could be an indication that we're going to see a broad correction back down to this 2770 to 20. I'll draw a box for you. 2770 to 2760 roughly. I think that area is going to become our new base, setting up our flag. And right before the election, remember the election is right here. So if I were to draw that in a more timely structure, we're looking at this kind of a setup. Rally coming down, kind of struggling into the base area, probably right before the election, and then moving into the flag. That's a better example of where we're going to be headed for gold. Okay, what that means for silver is, I think I just moved something. Okay, there we go. What that means for silver is kind of this. Forget about this upward trend. I think that's over with. We now have this breakdown. We're going to try to measure again. Similar move. This breakdown will likely be about 100% of the pullback move and the flagging. So we're going to go ahead and say that we're going to get a breakdown here, likely down into this area, 3275, and then maybe up into the election, and or maybe down. So we got to see how this plays out. Here's the election, November 5th, Monday 4th. So right about here, we'll mark election day. And I think that, like I said, I think we're going to be probably pretty close to consolidating flagging in this window here for silver. And I think that's going to be a fairly narrow channel around 3275. Again, the same kind of thing over here. We're looking for a real consolidation flagging pattern before we move into flagging. And remember, flagging as I've drawn it, I'll redraw it here, is going to be, fairly broad range after the election. And I think gold's going to continue to rally after the election, but we're getting a pretty good indication that sectors are starting to roll. If you come over here and see if I go the right direction, yeah, this is the one today. Take a look at the TT scanner live trades. You're getting long triggers in IWM, XLF, IYC, and I think the last one was ILY. Let me come over here and check. Yeah, IYC, XLU, XLF, IXB. This is the page itself. And what we're looking at here is, we're looking at basically, HYG has gone in a new short. IYC is in a new long just recently, but you're looking at strength in financials, consumer discretionary, and weakness into metals. So what we're looking at kind of is a potential rebound in consumer discretionaries and financials through the election. That's what's setting up, which was at the top of my TT scanner hot list. And now we're looking at some general weakness. Let's go over here to the 5-minute page. SMH, semiconductors, new short. RSP, the equal weight is short. This is intraday 5-minute. Nugget, IXN, XLK, QLD, all short. GDX short, IYC long, QQQ short, HYG short, XLE long, GQQQ short, SOXL short, AGG short, VOO short, SILJ short, and IVV short. So as you can see, guys, we're not getting any real strength yet. And that's why I'm coming over here and trying to tell you guys that I think we're looking at a breakdown setting up. I think we're looking at a breakdown in the markets. I think we're going to be struggling to go nowhere for the next couple of hours. And then I think we're going to be looking at a decidedly downward trend. I think this is it. I think this is pretty much the peak between now and, let's say, November 10th and November 15th. I mean, if my estimate is correct, I come back out here to a 4-hour chart so I can show you a little bit further out in the future. If my estimate is correct and we are going to deal with this contraction prior to the election, then what we're going to look at is this move down into this buy zone area, setting up the 3 and the 4, and then post election, depending on what happens, which I've talked about, that we could see a little bit of chaos, depending on who wins and what happens. And to be honest with you, I don't know. This is the weirdest election I think we've had in America since, I think it was many, many years ago. Somebody put a donkey on the ticket back in 1930s or 40s. But anyway, I'll have to look that up in one of my trivia books. But after the election, I'm expecting some volatility for the next, bit of time, settling out, melting slightly to the upside. And then I think we're going to roll into a Santa rally that's going to be pretty positive. I really think it's going to be very positive to the upside. Try to make that kind of a light green. So remember, selling into the election, chaos for a week or two after the election, I think, and I'll revise this as we go. And then I think we're going to be moving into a melt up. And what this would be is this would be a good, solid reversion of a trend. As soon as we get above this level, we will be back into an uptrend. Okay, that's kind of where we're at. Cryptos, Bitcoin down $1,000, 71,000. Looks like we've hit our top there as well. Kind of like I highlighted up in this area, very weak trending overall. I think we've hit our ultimate high. Now we're looking for some new type of formation to tell us what we're looking for and what's next. Ultimately, guys, like I said, there's my other server. Ultimately, guys, like I said, we're looking at potentially a big downturn here as well in cryptos. Okay. I think that all fear assets are going to, if we move into a panic selling mode, almost all assets drop, just the way it is. So we're going to, oops, move my mouse. We're going to see how this plays out. Very interesting, getting kind of quiet. And like I said, signs are that we're moving into a general bearish trending mode. So I would urge you guys again to be fairly cautious. Let me get rid of some of these lines. Lots of lines out here. Okay, well, I'm going to get rid of some of these. I'll spend some time going through these and getting rid of all these little drawings that I make. But I think you're getting a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about. So just be aware. The risks to the downside seem to be very elevated right now. And I would strongly suggest traders begin to prepare for that low liquidity potential drop in the markets that I had been highlighting for the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So let's see if it shows up. You certainly don't want to get caught on the wrong side of it. I'll tell you that much. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Talk to you later.